Welcome on board this aircraft with the destination Genève. We will be just flying about 1 hour to Genève. We've seen the sun is just coming up, so we'll have a very nice view on the way down via Luxembourg, north of France, on the way to Genève. We'll have normally a very nice approach into Genève where the weather is very nice for the moment, where temperature around the 13 degrees Celsius. We're just finishing up the aircraft, getting everything ready. Passengers are almost on board, so I expect to be leaving on time just at about 10 minutes from now. We have also checked that the fuel required for the trip, being 5,100 kilos, is already on board. We even have a little bit of extra for the moment. A little non-standard routing today in Brussels, since usually we are using runways 25 for takeoff, and today a little bit special. It's runway 02 for landing and then runway 07 right for takeoff. On our nav display we see ground speed 0, TAS is dashed, wind is dashed. Our first point is 700 feet down the runway. We see that we have manually inserted Hildenberg and Flora for backup navigation. We have our standby instruments are showing as well altitude of about 120 feet, so within the limits. Standby instruments headings are correct. Now what's important for this approach, I will fly it with flight director LS. Initially autopilot on until runway in sight. Auto brakes in low. And no weather radar required. As we see, nothing to see outside as far as weather is concerned.
Check.
As far as obstacle is concerned, we'll put terrain on ND on both sides. We will be coming initially right over it, some higher terrain, be turning around it to come to Indies. So this elevation is, to be cleared, at 7,000. That's why there's a restriction, 7,000 feet. And we have what we call an EFRA, which is the engine failure flap retraction altitude, is at 3,000 feet. And here, since we were flying between mountains, we have an engine failure procedure in case of a problem with one engine. In this case, it was to proceed straight ahead to Saint-Pré to enter the holding. So this gives us a complete view of our performance on the takeoff and what to do in case of an engine failure after the takeoff. So runway 2709 is actually closed and we're using the taxiway as runway.
And it's my turn to make some flows, to set up the aircraft systems for my side. Which is generally all the overheads, this part and the pedestal. Afterwards, the most important thing is I prepare the FMS to prepare all the pages for the flights we're gonna use today. So we can see we're gonna depart from Brussels, takeoff runway 20. The departure is inserted. All the route is inserted until Eskisehir, which gives a flight time of 3 hours, 3 minutes distance, and the fuel we're gonna receive in Eskisehir, which should be had. These are the predictions made by the FMS. I already put the winds in, so the computation has to be quite correct now. We will compare the numbers calculated by the FMS with the numbers we have on paper. We prepared the radio navigation. We can choose which nav aids we're going to tune manually. All the rest will be tuned automatic. The fuel prediction. Then more report about the weights and the fuel. Inserted estimated zero fuel weight with the fuel we have now on board, so 17.1. Seatbelt goes on, which gives us an approximate trip calculation and the extra time we will have at Eskisehir because we're taking tankering fuel. Non-flex 55, SRS Autothrust Blue.
Check.
25 left, number 1 into 80 please, 3 knots.
We continue, just
Hey,
to the south.
rotate. Positive time.
Gear up. Nav.
So you'll see that the approach into Eskisehir has one definite specification, is that it's a narrow runway. They are working on both runways, so it's quite challenging to be landing on a 30-meter wide runway. Plus it's in the valley, so we'll be coming in between the hills. So we have to watch in our descent and in case of go around, if we have to extract ourselves from the airport, then also we have to watch out where are the mountains. Mountains are mostly to the north side, but even go further down to the south, it starts to get some hills as well. So it's we're not that many aircraft flying into Eskisehir. It's something more flown by turboprops. We're just about the only ones flying with jet airplanes into Eskisehir. Flex 51 SRS Autonomous Blue.
Checked. Just set. One of the knots. V1. Rotate.